A very good evening to all the participants once again. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. And I'm sure and I'm hopeful that this session will be very fruitful to all of you all. So before we get into the session, I just quickly want to introduce myself and Prolicious. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. Just let me know or just say yes or no if it's visible. Sampada, it's visible? And I'm audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So my name is Shilpa Joshi and I am from Prolicious. I am working here as a nutrition science and communication lead. So today we have a very special session, and why it is special and important, I will definitely get into the details. So who are we? Before I get into the details, so we are Prolicious. Mission. Our mission is to put health and taste in the same bite. 20% of protein for metabolic health as suggested by NIN guidelines. So we ensure that all our products have minimum 20% of your daily protein requirement, and that too protein from whole foods. So we make our products from the kitchen ingredients, which you are very familiar with, which you are already eating from ages. And that is why it keeps it very simple to get adjusted to anything which you eat. And we also have high fiber products. So every product of us will have at least 10% of fiber requirement, which is very, definitely a need of the hour. So today our topic is how protein and fiber can reset your metabolism and boost fat loss, because obesity is increasing in India and people are eating more and more junk food. People are doing less physical activity. They are not active. They are having a chronic stress problems, work related stress, personal life problems, and things like those. It is not affecting people of all ages. So पहले कहा जाता था कि अमीरों की बीमारी है, जिनके घर पे बहुत पैसा है, जो बहुत खाते हैं, उनको ओबेसिटी की दिक्कत हो सकती है, but it's not the same as of now. So it is now affecting people of all the ages, be it children, be it adult, be it elderly, everybody with all the backgrounds. So it is not regards to the socio-economic factor कि इनको ही होगा या उनको ही होगा. It's affecting everybody as until date. And we need to handle it in a very smart way by spreading awareness, making healthier choices, building better daily habits. And as important, like being a healthcare professional, it is very important how we tell and communicate the same thing to our patients. And that is why we are having this session. So we have our speaker here, and I'm very honored to introduce you all to Shilpa Joshi ma'am. She is the founder of Mumbai Diet and Health Center. She's been National Vice President of Indian Dietetic Association. She's a registered dietitian and diabetes educator. She was the ex-secretary of All India Association for Advancing Research in Obesity. And who better than Shilpa ma'am to tell us how we can manage it better. Shilpa ma'am, thank you so much for joining us, and over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. And I see so many names here which are so familiar. So thank you for being there, friends. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen, Shalja?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah. So, give me one. Sorry. So, like Shalja has given introduction, that we are here in a sort of a metabolic tsunami, where not only adults but children in India, or maybe even just not India, but all the South Asian countries, that is India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, sort of all of these countries, they have the burden of obesity and metabolic disease. So the global status is obesity has doubled in adults and it's actually quadrupled in children since 1990. This is as per Lancet in 2024. And this is really alarming because now we are going to have children who are obese, who right in beginning of their adulthood will be battling a lot of metabolic issues. As per National Family Health Survey 5, 24% of women and 23% of men are now either overweight or obese. We all know the Asian paradox, that is, Asian populations accumulate more visceral fat at a lower BMI levels and thereby increasing their metabolic risk way earlier than the Western counterparts. And there is a lot of data again to show this, and hence our cutoffs for obesity are much lower than those that of Western population. So for Asian, overweight begins at 23, which is internationally it's at 24.9, and then obesity at 25 kg per meter square. And therefore, because we have a lot of more fat, especially visceral fat at lower BMI levels, hence our BMI cutoffs are way lower than that which are globally acceptable. So, okay. Now, beyond scale, how do you assess the risk? So why BMI does not tell us a whole story? And I see a lot of senior dietitians here. I don't have to repeat it, but just to let you know, total weight versus fat distribution. So when fat stored, where the fat is stored is as important as how much you weigh. So a lot of times, earlier it was only BMI, which is weight in kgs upon height in meter square, which was very important. But now we know that it is not just the BMI, but the fat distribution, which is also very important. Central adiposity, that is waist circumference and waist to hip ratio, are superior predictors of heart disease, and not only heart disease, of metabolic health in general. So you will find individuals who have a lot of visceral fat will also have more of fatty liver, more of diabetes, more of hyperuricemia, more of hypertension, so on and so forth. Metabolic drivers: a chronic low-grade inflammation, insulin resistance, endothelial dysfunction, and increased free fatty acid flux. And this is all happening with adiposity, more specifically with central adiposity. Okay, so these are major health complications. So your weight is a multisystemic problem. So if you look at this individual, look at the central apple obesity here, and if this individual is a woman, it can impact her reproductive health with PCOS, which is worsened with insulin resistance, hyperandrogenism, and there is infertility. There is a 3 to 7 times increased risk of type 2 diabetes. There is increased risk of NAFLD, obstructive sleep apnea, osteoarthritis because of the weight itself, and of course all kinds of cardiovascular and vascular complications. Okay, so it can be coronary artery disease, it can be systemic as in hypertension, there can be stroke because of the brain involved. So understand there is a common soil which is governing all this. So it is an egg and a chicken situation. Did insulin resistance start first? Did obesity start first? Did it begin with hyperinsulinism or did it not? We do not know, but we know that they are all, good friends and they all come together in a pack. Okay. So what is the perfect storm? The perfect storm for these drivers are lifestyle and behavior contributors. So sedentary lifestyle, reduced occupational movement, and prolonged screen time. And whether you are working from home or whether you are going to work, it is still sedentary. Because you may if you live in a city like Mumbai, maybe you are changing 2 to 3 trains and going to work. But most of the time we see people either taking cabs or taking bikes, so on and so forth, to their work. And then their work is essentially sitting and watching screens all day round. And therefore, there is literally no movement which is happening. Probably the only movement happens is the index finger which moves on the mouse. Stress and sleep cycle. So because there is stress. Now understand, stress is there for everybody. So whenever patients come to me and they tell me, oh, बहुत stress है, फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे को भी बहुत स्ट्रेस है आजकल, because there is pressure, there is studying, and there is performance anxiety, and so on and so forth. So remember, increased cortisol, it activates the HPA axis, promoting visceral fat deposition. That's a big problem. Decreased leptin and increased ghrelin. So when there is the sleep deprivation, disrupts appetite regulating hormones, that is ghrelin, and therefore increasing caloric intake. So therefore, if you sleep well, really you are taking care of appetite much better. And food environment, ubiquitous availability of ultra processed foods and larger portion sizes. We are not as bad as say America is, but even then portion sizes are pretty generous even in India. Sorry. Yeah. So what are the nutritional strategies? Okay. So for managing this. So we know energy deficit, aim for a 500 to 700 kilocalorie deficit to target a kilogram of body weight loss per week. 5 to 10% rule, just losing 5 to 10% of your initial body weight can significantly improve glycemic control. It can improve blood pressure, and in long duration, it can improve lipids and uric acid as well. Adherence. Now, what is the problem? Long-term sustainability is more important than rigid short-term fad diets. And we know there is nothing like a diet. I mean, all dietitians will vouch for it. The term diet is so misleading. There's nothing like diet. What you are doing, you need to do all your life. Diet is what you eat all the time. It's your normal eating pattern. And therefore, there is a huge need to change our normal eating pattern. Now we talk about protein, which is very, very important. So what is protein? Protein is actually the satiety secret. So what does it do? There is a metabolic boost because we all know it has higher thermic effect of food as compared to fats or carbs. That is, while utilizing or digesting protein, you require much more energy. Muscle sparing, it preserves lean mass during weight loss. So we know there are so many things happening in the arena of weight loss. Now, even there are drugs, but we find that individuals whose protein intake is poor, even on drugs, tend to lose much more lean body mass than others. And therefore, protein is sort of the fulcrum, or it's the center point of weight loss journey. So we need to eat protein because we do not want to lessen the protein mass or the muscle mass of our body. We want to lessen or we want to reduce the fat mass and spare the muscle, because remember, if muscle is lost, there is rapid aging and there is a rapid metabolic deterioration in that person. Hormonal impact, it stimulates satiety hormones, consuming protein. So GLP-1, PYY, CCK, these all hormones are stimulated when you have protein-rich diets. Okay, diet product providing about 20 to 30% calories coming from protein shows an improved outcome. Now let's be very real. In India, 30% of protein is like a dream. It doesn't really happen. Even dietitians in India do not eat 30% protein. Let us look at something which is more achievable, maybe 18 to 20%, which is a great thing. And where is the source? Source is coming from pulses, it's coming from legumes, it's coming from dairy, from all kinds of animal foods, whether it's eggs, poultry, fish, or meat and or soy. Okay, fiber. Now, fiber is like the most unspoken nutrient. It's like that, probably fiber is like salt, not in a bad sense, but in a good sense. So you do not realize importance of salt till you do not add it to the food, right? And then you miss it, and then the food doesn't taste the same without salt. Similarly, it's very easy to say that, it's very boring to consume fiber and vegetables and fruits and whole grains, so on and so forth. You rather eat nice pizzas or whatever. But then, when you don't have it and then you have gut issues, that's when you realize this is the best kind of nutrient that you always wanted. So mechanism of fiber is it delays gastric emptying. So therefore, it provides fullness. Metabolically, it reduces postprandial blood glucose spikes, and it's of course supports beneficial for our gut microbiota. The daily goal is about 25 to 40 grams per day, coming from whole grains like millets, brown rice, even other grains, legumes, that is all your pulses and dals, seeds, that is all your chias, flax, and other kind of seeds, vegetables and fruit. Now, the tip is, for example, when you're consuming fruit, yeah, and your blood sugars are going up, you could consume it with legumes, okay, and your grains and other things to meet your daily goals of 30 grams per day. So do not sort of depend on one source, rather try to get fiber from different sources, because you're going to get soluble fiber from some, you're going to get insoluble fiber from others. So try to include a varied source of fiber, which essentially speaks of nutritional diversity in our diet. Now, this is practical, just I thought that this gives insight that, what is also very important is how much protein and calories you are getting to achieve the same amount of fiber. So you will see that, we speak about vegetables and certain grains, sprouts, seeds having fiber, which is great. But remember, they also have a lot of calories. For example, chia seeds has a lot of calories. It gives you a lot of fiber, but then, it also has a lot of calories and a moderate amount of protein. And similarly, even sprouts, you will see 100 grams of sprouts also giving you the different calories. And as compared to it, if you see prolicious, the protein, we are not saying just consume this. It is just that the calorie to protein ratio is much better. Okay. Now, what is the story of fiber? So, we always relate fiber to constipation. Dietitians also relate fiber to metabolism. But now the recent data has come up that fiber is actually related to the quality of sleep. And that is something which is very interesting. So fiber just does not help you to digest food better. It dictates the quality of your sleep. So deep sleep, okay, high fiber intake is primary predictor of restorative slow wave sleep. It helps you to fall asleep faster. Meeting a 25 to 30 gram daily goal significantly reduces the time it takes to fall asleep. That is called the sleep latency. That is the time you put your head to the pillow to the time that you actually sleep. That period is called, longer it is, there is a longer sleep latency. And if you have a diet which is rich in fiber, this actually reduces the gut sleep link. So now we have a gut brain link. We have link of gut to every organ of our body. But gut sleep link is fiber fuels the gut bacteria to produce short chain fatty acids, which like butyrate, propionate, etc., which stimulate melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. And therefore, friends, just do not consume fiber to feel full, to take care of your constipation, or to take care of your postprandial sugars, or to take care of your high lipids, but consume fiber also to sleep well and sleep deep. So we need to rethink fats and carbs, quality over quantity. Yeah, so because we are a quantity obsessed nation, rather than that, let's start looking at quality. Carbohydrate, we need to prioritize on low GI options, eliminate sugar-sweetened beverages, and refined grains. And I think this is a step which we all can take proactively, just to eliminate sugar-sweetened not only beverages, but sugar-sweetened many, many things, and refined grains, which is coming primarily from lot of ultra-processed foods. Fats, focus on quality rather than total restriction. So I think we have surpassed that age where people were talking about no-fat diets. I don't think that happens anymore, but we also need to look at quality very, very seriously. So we recommend MUFAs and PUFAs, that is olive oil, groundnut oil. We recommend nuts because they are rich source of PUFA, like almonds and pistachios, so on and so forth. We also recommend nuts which are a good source of omega-3, that is alpha-linolenic acid. Though you do not get long-chain omega-3s from vegetarian sources, but you definitely get their short-chain counterpart, which is alpha-linolenic acid, which is coming from chia seeds, flax seeds, walnuts, so on and so forth, and of course fatty fish to give you the long chain eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. And we want to limit saturated fat, excess of ghee and butter, and trans fat under all circumstances, which comes from processed snack, reheated oil, so on and so forth. So what are the clinical takeaways? So screen smarter, use visceral adiposity marker and not just weight. It's very, very important. Actually, it is very, very easy. Just take a measuring tape which your tailor has and track your waist circumference, or buy a snug jeans and let it fit you all the time. Meal structure, regular patterns prevent compensatory overeating later in the day. So there are a lot of people who want to do things like intermittent fasting, time restricted feeding, but they should also ensure that they are not compensatorily overeating because they are going to starve for a long period of time. Practical tool, I think what ICMR has come up with, the plate method, is great. Half a plate of vegetables, a fourth of protein, and a fourth of whole grains is a very, very easy way to explain it to anybody. Cooking methods, talk about, using steaming, poaching as preferred methods as compared to deep fat frying, because we know that these methods actually use less fat, but also are low in the inflammatory index. And address the root cause, counsel on sleep, counsel on stress. See, nobody can lead a stress-free life, but we need to understand and manage that stress, not letting it affect our sleep and our well-being. A lot of people say stress is the reason I don't exercise, stress is the reason I order food all the time, stress is the reason I don't sleep well. We cannot actually put the whole blame on stress. We need to deal with it better, and alcohol intake alongside of the diet. Yeah, because see, we say all this comes under lifestyle modification, and they, like all metabolic diseases, are interrelated. All aspects of lifestyle intervention are also interrelated. So your diet is related to exercise, is related to sleep, is related to stress, and vice versa. If you're going to have a very heavy meal, very spicy food, you are going to not sleep well. If you are having stress, you are going to eat wrong. If you are going to be stressed, you are not going to exercise. If you are going to drink alcohol, lot of people will sleep worse. They might get acidity and they might not eat well. So it is not just one thing. It is all related to each other. And that is why it comes under a single branch called as lifestyle modification. So in conclusion, obesity is a complex chronic disease requiring evidence-based intervention, balanced nutrition rather than focusing just on one nutrient. It's the balance which is very important. Yeah, and behavioral shift should be to sustainable health. Like, a lot of people say diet is a 4-letter word which should never be used. So look at sustainable changes. Look at a change that you can always make. Yeah, and therefore these changes should start when the person is a young child, and with 4 times increase in childhood obesity, I think it's high time that we actually tackle this and look at sustainable changes and attitudes toward food. Good food does not have to be fried, coming out from a kadai or coming out of a package. It can be just fruit, it can be just vegetable, or it can be simple khana. Empower the patient with practical, achievable strategies. Thank you so much, and I will hand over the session to Shailja.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was very much insightful, and I'm sure everybody must have related to whatever you have mentioned today. And as healthcare professionals, I definitely believe that we want to help our patients. We want to empower them with lot of knowledge, with lot of supports. But at times it's not possible because there is, compliance issue because of XY reason. I'm not here to blame the patient. They have their own reasons. They have their own struggle. They have their own problems. But we feel bad if we are not able to do anything better for them. And that is the reason today the world has moved so far that we try to help them with, something addition which does not give a lot of efforts for them. And it is, easy and convenient for everybody in the house, because there are issues like, I cannot cook my separate meals just to increase my protein and fiber intake, because I have to make, other sabzi or other things for my family, for my kid, for my, in-laws. So that is the kind of issue in Indian scenario which we are facing. And that is why we are here to, ensure that maybe we can contribute in some way or the other with Prolicious. So I will just need 2-3 minutes of your time, and after that we will definitely talk about questions which you guys may have. And Archana ji, Kumuda ji, we will definitely take your answers. Just allow me 2 more minutes. I just like to share my screen. Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible. So as I was mentioning, we want to empower our patients with something which is easier and convenient for them, and it is not taking a lot of stress or load on them. So here I would like to introduce Prolicious Upit. It is not a supplement. It is not a whey powder or any other powder which you want to make it into a shake and just gulp it down. So it is natural protein and fiber enhancer, meaning it enhances your protein and fiber of the meal you are already eating. And it is ready to eat. It is pre-cooked, and it is made with just 2 ingredients, which is whole moong and low-fat peanut flour, which is we are eating from centuries. Our grandparents are also eating from centuries, and we are very, very familiar with these ingredients, and that's why it is not a problem to consume it. It has no additives, no preservatives, no sweeteners, just 2 ingredients. So 3 scoops of Prolicious Upit gives you 20 grams of protein, and 1 scoop will give you protein as much as an egg. So 1 scoop will give you 6.7 grams of protein, whereas if you compare it to egg, it gives you 6.5 grams of protein, and also the additional fiber. So if there are vegetarians, you might have to increase your intake of dals or paneer to manage the protein intake, but it can definitely solve your problem. It is gluten free. It has all the 9 essential amino acids, which is usually a problem with plant based supplements or plant based sources. But the combination is such humble that it gives you all 9 essential amino acids. It is gut friendly because it also has fiber support, so it will definitely support your gut microbiota and therefore smoother digestion. And it is good for the entire family. Your kids can also have it, your parents can also have it, you can also have it. Even expecting moms and pregnant ladies can also have it very safely. It's food which you add to your food. No change in taste. It will give you a natural taste. It is effortlessly versatile. And these are just few examples of Upit recipes. So we have internally tried wheat roti with Upit. So you just add, 1 scoop of Upit to 2 scoops of atta, and your high protein roti is ready. You can also include it into, indulgent meals like aloo tikki, soup, because a lot of people who want to lose weight definitely skip and replace their one meal with soup. So protein and fiber will definitely help you to give you some value to that skipping your meal. For breakfast items like upma, which usually increases your blood sugar levels, but with a Prolicious Upit, it will manage your blood sugar levels, also the cravings. As good as chas. So chas is something which you can take on the go. You can prepare and just go ahead with your this thing. And these are some interesting recipes which we have tried. So instant hummus with Upit without chickpeas. Um, Desserts like mousse and protein rich guacamole. And we have all other protein ranges, also snack ranges, which are with all are high protein, high fiber, and all are made with whole food. Now with this, we are also available at Amazon, Blinkit, Flipkart, Swiggy, Instamart, and of course our own website, which is www.prolicious.com. This is the number if you want to have one-on-one conversation, and if you have any queries with regards to any of our products, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will definitely help you with your queries. Now, this marks the end of our session, and I would want to tell you guys, please ask your questions. Shilpa ma'am is here, and she will definitely help you with your answers. Thank you so much, everyone. You can either unmute yourself, ask your question, raise your hand, or just type it in the chat box, and I will read your questions and dictate it to ma'am.
I think Soumya Ramesh wants to ask.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for a good session. A quick question is regarding body composition. The monitors. You said one of them is BMI, which also has its own limitations, and thereafter you said maybe fat adiposity, hip waist ratio and other things. But nowadays the body composition seems to be a big thing. and measuring through various transducers and everything, 3-point measurement, 1-point measurement. What do you think of the same?
See, I think if you have a good body composition analyzer, see, DEXA is the gold standard. If you can have DEXA for people, it will be great. But one has to understand DEXA is very expensive, and it is difficult to do DEXA repeatedly. I mean, if somebody is monitoring their body composition month on month or maybe once in a fortnight, doing DEXA is very, very difficult. So therefore, then you can use body composition analyzers, and they might not give you the exact percentage, but they will definitely grade it well for you. So you will see what is happening. You will know the story. It is exactly like CGM. CGM does not give you the exact sugar like lab, but it tells you where your sugar is going. It's a good indicator to have. It's not a whole number.
So you think it could be a decent prognosticating, but not a diagnostic tool?
Yes,
Fair
you
enough.
don't have to diagnose it. It's just a prognostic. It's something that you use to follow up your body, what is happening with you.
Just one more question, if you do not mind. How did you measure the childhood obesity? Because for an adult, we have at least BMI. What are the markers for childhood obesity?
I think this is coming from the NHSF data, National Families Health Survey data, with the data that has been shown here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soumya ji. So, Trupti ji, the price of UPIT is 1,600 rupees a kg MRP, and definitely it's much lesser. And it do not contain any soy protein. As I mentioned, it just have moong flour and low-fat peanut flour. And it is definitely suitable for hypothyroidism, as it does not contain any soy product or soy.
Shailaja, I just want to know how do you get this low-fat peanut flour? Like you'll extract the oil out of it?
Absolutely, ma'am. So we do the same thing, and we extract the oil, and we get the defatted peanut cake, and then we get into a flour.
Shailaja, that is Dr. Pallavi Patankar, ex-president of Arrow. So yeah, she is a very, very big lady.
Shilpa, so nice to see you. In fact, I was just going to comment that your talk went very well, and I was very impressed to know about the connection between the fiber and the sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nice to see you. I didn't see you in the meeting day before.
Yeah.
The annual AGM. So there's one more thing I would just like to state is in our ancient text, it is mentioned that Ahar, Nidra, and Brahmacharya. These are the three upastamba, like a very supportive life supporters. So Ahar is given the first order, and second order is sleep.
Yes.
So when you mentioned that, it was so relevant how a balanced meal can really put your metabolism in proper order.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I have a patient waiting. Thanks. Very nice, Shilpa, and all the members here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining.
I'll get in touch. I've got all your numbers.
Definitely, ma'am. Please do that.
Ma'am, you need any help, just send me a message. I'll send numbers.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Soumya ji, UPIT does not need any refrigeration because it's like a flour, regular flour. So you can store it in an airtight container and you're good to go. Thank you so much for asking that question. Do we have any more questions? Archana ji, you had raised your hand earlier. Do you want to ask anything? You can unmute yourself and ask us directly. That's also fine. Are you able to unmute yourself? We can't hear you.
Okay. मैंने यूज किया है, मुझे शिल्पा मैम ने लिखा था. हेलो,
नमस्ते अर्चना जी, कैसे हैं?
अच्छे. मैंने लिखा था गट हेल्थ के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for that comment.
मैं यूज कर रही हूँ इसके. मैं अभी जापान गई थी तो खाकरे वगैरह सब लेके गई थी इसी के. और अपने ट्रिप में सबको यही खिला रही थी, प्रोटीन डाइट और खाकरे. तो मैडम ने मुझे बताया था, तो मैं लेती हूँ।
Thank you so much, Archana ji. Means a lot.
मैं अभी सबको वही गिफ्ट कर रही हूँ जो भी यूएस जाता है, तो
Perfect
सिंपल
gift of health.
हाँ
Very valuable.
ऐसा।
Thank you so much, Archana ji. Definitely. If you need any help, please reach out to us. Ma'am has our numbers and ma'am can definitely help you with that. Thank you.
बात करूंगी, मेरी शॉर्ट करो।
Yes, yes, ma'am.
नमस्कार।
Definitely. Thank you, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am. Can I repeat? So, Soumya ji, a lot of our customers and consumers use up it directly in buttermilk or with water with their favorite seasoning, and they take it on the go. And you can definitely add it to your meals and also take it. But on the go, definitely, I understand it can be an issue. You can take it with water, plain water with your salt and pepper. That is also something which you can do. Because it is pre-cooked, you will not have any issues. Yes, Mrilani ji, we will definitely send you the recording, maybe today or latest by tomorrow. You will receive it on your email. Thank you so much. Do we have any more questions? Hi, Dr.
Yes,
John. Thank you so much for
yes.
joining us.
Thank you. Is Upbeat available in large quantities also, or only in the smaller packets?
It is available in 500 gram ka pack and 1 kg ka pack. The 1 kg pack is the biggest size we have in Upbeat.
That's 1 kg is 1,600, huh?
Yes, on MRP.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can reach out to us directly, and we can see if you have any other requirement. We can definitely work it out. Janki ji, you can reach out to us. You have your number, and I can definitely help you with that. And Jia ji, we will be sharing the recording to everybody who has attended the session. On which number to reach out? I will share my number with you. Just a second.
In fact, Shelja, the promotional that you had sent, it was not getting forwarded to people.
Because it must have been a WhatsApp message from the Prolicious.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to send it to some patients and all that, but it was not going through only.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I will definitely keep that in mind. We will reach out
Just
to you.
an information. I'm not a tech person, so.
No. Yeah. That is because of the automated messages we had sent.
Okay.
But we also do happen to send you the registration link and everything on the email ID. You can forward that email or just copy paste that. And if you need any separate help, you can reach out to us and we will help you with the invite from future.
Thank you.
Definitely. Any other questions if you guys have, please definitely ask so that ma'am is here and she can help you. But the gut issues question. Ma'am, there's a question from
So I first want to know, what is the gut issue? So, if the gut issue is constipation, yes, you can use it. If the gut issue is IBS, which is diarrhea type, you probably may not be able to use it, because high fiber may induce more diarrhea in that person. If the gut issue is acidity, I think smaller amounts can help, and then you gradually build up and give it larger amounts. So gut issue is a very umbrella term. We really don't know what you're talking about, but you can use it. Start small and gradually build up. You don't have to start with 3 scoops. You can start with 1 scoop. IBS, if the gut issue is IBS, if it's the diarrhea type, then start with small amount. If it is constipation type, give the recommended, but hydrate really well. That is very important.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope Manju please.
Sonali ma'am, how are you? It is such a you're on mute, ma'am. I'm seeing you after ages. She's again a very, very senior doctor and she's very senior member of ARO.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. And I'm so glad that we've been able to interact with you people, and it's a wonderful.
It was a pleasure seeing Shilpa madam. I mean, I'm a big fan of hers.
You're very generous and kind. Thank you.
Very nice to see you. Very nice session. Even I'll start prescribing Prolicious for my patients, definitely.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you
you.
so much. It means a lot. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. Do we have any other questions? You guys can type it in your chat box or directly unmute yourself and ask questions. Or maybe the session was so clear that everybody knows what to maybe.
So the question is, I have one patient similar to IBS, but it is not IBS since childhood, facing multiple food allergies, having a lot of muscle wasting, low hemoglobin. Can we give it to them? Of course, you can, but please start small. Yeah, because if they are having existing gut issues which are not definable, if you start giving them all of a sudden 3 scoops, probably it will be a lot. Start small and then gradually build up as soon as they are able to create a tolerance to that small amount of product.
I hope, Janki ji, we answered your question. Thank you so much for asking that. Do we have any more questions? Thank you so much, Janki ji. Okay. I think, ma'am, we don't have any further questions. And if you guys have any questions later on, also you can reach out to us and we will help you with any kind of query, and we can directly reach out to Shilpa ma'am and answer your question to her also. Thank you so much for joining us.
This is Dr. Anu. She is from... Hi, Dr. Anu. Are you there? You left.
Yes, she's
Hello, namaste.
She's from Bangalore.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm from Bangalore.
Very nice to see you after a very long time.
Same here, ma'am. I always love to attend your sessions. Learn something. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anu, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to each one of you for joining this session. I know Friday evening is little hard to join, but you guys still managed to support us. And thank you so much to Shilpa ma'am for making it wonderful every time you talk. And there is nothing more than we can have. So thank you so much for such insightful session, ma'am. Because of you, we are getting to, empower our patients, empower ourselves, and empower everybody who comes in contact.
Thank you very much for having me. And I'm seeing a lot of my seniors and everybody. So it's a pleasure to see them, at least see them virtually, if not in person. Thank you.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. And I promise that we will again come back with another impactful session in June. So second week of June, definitely with one more power packed session. And please stay tuned and reach out to us if there's anything we can do. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye, Archana ji. Namaste.